So today we're going to be talking a little bit about Skyforge, bit on prestige, bit on might. Going to take a look at the event as well. Got a load of Argents. I'm going to blow on that and we'll have a look what happens with that. Now, as you can see, I'm using my other character. This is the second character I set up. I actually ran through this again after they changed the game to see how things had changed and how easy it was to progress. It turns out it was very easy to progress up to maximum prestige. This one isn't at maximum prestige. I don't really use it much now. I only sort of tried it to a certain point, but what I wanted to see, I've been playing a little bit, and you can see here I've got 162 million prestige, whatever it's classed as these days, or that's not million now, I think they reset it, but 162 anyway. So I think the level cap is at 180 now. I could be wrong, it might be higher, but it was 170. I think they've pushed it to 180 now. This is obviously not up there, but my other character isn't either. My other character is at 167. We'll have a look at that one later, but this one's at 162, so we're 5 away from, or 5,500,000, whatever you want to call it, away from the other one, which isn't that far really. If you take into account that on here I have pinks at 900, there's 1,001, 900, 900, 600, 600, 1,000, 900. So if I went and did, say, Ophelia a couple of times, got these rings up to 1,000, boosted up these into the 1,000, did a load of upgrading with all of this stuff that I've got here. I've got 1,500 of that and all this, so we could upgrade if we wanted to. This would pretty much make it up to where the other one is, which is interesting because this character is actually I've played probably a few hundred hours with this one, if that. Although I didn't obviously know how to upgrade this one much easier and quicker, and which route to take to make it easy. But I mean, I did a few hundred hours on this one, whereas the other character, which is my main character, has something ridiculous like 4,000 hours on it. Something crazy like that. And you can see that this one is literally, well, it's not far behind the other one. The major difference is, though, with this one is this one I've been racing up to try and get it the prestige up, and this is what I've been sort of looking at over time to see what a difference it makes. And you can see here the might on this is, you can call that 500,000 might. That's the might I've got for this character, which is here. Now if I went and got a load of rings, I could boost this up. Pretty sure I could get this to the 167 without any problem. And I could do that probably mostly on these, by upgrading a load of these. I mean, this is going to throw me up a million or two anyway each time. But the major difference is, on my other character, I think I've got around 700,000. Again, we'll look at it afterwards. Around 700,000 might. So I'm 200,000 might short. And these, I could have them the same level with a difference of 200,000 might. That's a hell of a lot of might. So it goes to show you can get the prestige way, way up very, very quickly, but the might will lag behind. Something else that I've noticed, you'll notice I've only got, well, 500,000 we'll call it, and you'll notice I've got Gen 12s on. Now this is really weird because Gen 12 originally you needed 525,000, I believe it was, of might to be able to use a Gen 12. Now if you look at the 12, look at the top there, required might 100. Everything suddenly has become required might 100. I don't know if that's a mistake. I haven't actually been on the website and read anything, so they might have said something about it. I don't know, I haven't actually looked. But I only noticed it before, or a little while back, that I could actually equip the Gen 12s even though I hadn't met the criteria, or what was the criteria. But that's going to be a bit crazy if you can come in at, say, well, starting out, I mean, 100 might is nothing. You could literally equip Gen 12s the moment you start the game, which is going to be a bit weird because if that's the case, then surely somebody can pull you into a mission or a match where you can get some good gear, and then you can literally jump straight onto Gen 12s right from the start. Probably doesn't work, but the way it looks at the moment, it would. So I don't know with that. Somebody let me know on that if you can equip Gen 12s that say, well, at say a few thousand might. Be interested to know that. I think the weapons, I'm not sure if the weapons are up to 12 yet. And the other thing with this character as well, this character actually, if you look, let me think here. Now I've got Temple of Deeds. I've got the Junior God obviously, because that's sort of pretty easy to get. And then if we go back to Orbit, we've got the Hall of Travels, because that's the book from the shop. But you'll notice we don't have any of these. I haven't done a single avatar with this character, which means I've got no avatar fragments. This character I've pretty much played it solo. Yeah, I've done a couple of group things with it, but nothing more than that. And so I don't have any of this, and yet I have the God. Now my God time isn't obviously as long as it could be, and you would think, I mean the God is going to be weak, but when I go and actually use the God, it doesn't seem that much weaker than my other one that's got loads of these, which is a bit peculiar. So again, weird. But like I say, we've got up to this prestige without doing any gods, without doing any avatars. I don't think I'm not even sure I've done any flagships with this. I might have done, nah, I don't even know if I've done any flagships with this. I've just literally done missions and that. So it goes to show that you can get up there so quickly these days. It's a bit pointless. Now, like I was saying, the problem is it doesn't make your might good. It gives you your these bonus things, or your times or whatever, for damage and health and critical and all that, but it doesn't push this up. Right, what we're going to do is I'm going to go to, there's an event going on at the moment. Now you'll see down here I've got 25,000 Argents. Now I didn't actually buy those. I think it was on the last event. I think it was an event on here somewhere. I got like 20,000 Argents in one go. I've never seen that before. That was the first time I've ever seen that happen. So that's why I've got so many Argents. Now I don't really use this character. There's no point in buying stuff for it and all the rest of it, because like I say, it's a character I very rarely use. But I thought what we'll do is we're going to blow these. We're nearly at, say, 350, so we're nearly at this mark here. We're literally 4 away, which we could get easily. I've still got tickets left, but I'm going to see just how far we go. Now I don't really want to go any further than, I don't need that there, because if you look here, you'll see I've already got one. It's exactly the same pretty much. The stats on it, the bottom things will be different, but you can have a read if you want to read it. If we come back here, you'll see that this is the same 332. In fact, what I've got is probably a bit better, I don't know. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and get up to here, or, well, we'll probably get here, but to here. We just want to, out of interest, see what it's going to cost us. So this is going to be 550 between there and there, or 554 between there and there. I'll do it quite quickly just to save on time. We're going to have to do that first because... oh, we got it back anyway. I need to get to this. Right. In fact, we don't have to do that quick because we're doing it in bunches of 10, so you can see what we're getting as we go. We didn't get many to move us there. We only got... well, we got past that, but 63... which isn't much. Go again. And again we accelerated by 6, 5 plus 1. Oh, I missed one obviously. Oh no, it's counting 10 turns, eh? Keep forgetting that. Yes, that's a bit better. No real big ones there. No big ones there either. A couple of larger ones. So we've used 10,000 Argents, and we've got from there to there. Okay, we made it to that level, but that's not even halfway. There's a 25. But and that is it. So there's 24,000 Argents, and it got us from there to there. So 350, so 250, literally on this scale here, it'd be here, 250. We still need another near enough 200 to reach that. 24,000, well 23,000 you can say, but 23,000. Now if you go in here, 23,000 Argents, well there's 24. So basically if you knocked off €1, so you got basically 22 euros that cost if you bought Argents, and it barely made a difference. Now I'm sure they've got a lot harder these things, because on my other one I think I'm running out of tickets and I'm only down here this time. And this character actually, this one for some reason, this one's always seems to be luckier. It seems to get the 20,000 Argents. It got that thing I showed you as well before. That it jumped up to that one day with a good one. But no, 23,000 Argents, and it made it from there to there. So that shows you how expensive it's going to be if you're throwing Argents at this. And that's, what did I say? 22 euros. 22 euros. Think about it. I don't know what that is in dollars, but it's a lot. This is just the extra tickets we got. So yeah, there you go. Right, I'm going to jump over to the other character, because like I say, this is this one, and you'll see on the other character the stats on that one. So here's my original character. This is the one that's around 4,000 hours. Like I say, I've lost count now. It was sort of heading that way when I sort of lost count. You'll see with this one that we are 167, so we're only 5 away from the other one. And like I say, I pointed out the difference with the might for a start is, hold on, here you'll see it's nearly 700,000. We could push that up. I've got some Victor's medals lying around, quite a few actually, that I could bump that up to the 700,000 mark. So there's like 200,000 difference in prestige, and like I said, the other one I could match it with this pretty much by just upgrading these things. Now you'll also see in here, because this is such an old character, even though they did bring this in a bit later, things like not that, this, not that. Oh yeah, this one. This is an interesting one. The other character actually has a higher rank than this character, even though this character is really old. Because when the other character started out, this was when they changed the game around. And the other one's current rank, for some reason, is several ranks ahead of this one, giving the other one more might. Or theoretically, should be giving it more might, but it doesn't. Even though this one has a lower rank than the other one with followers. Now, this is the trophy room. Now, I've got a lot of these. Where's the other one? The other one's got, actually the other one's got a fair few, because like I said, the other one seems to have been lucky by getting a lot of medals. This one never seems to get much, whereas the other character seems to get a lot of stuff all the time. Whether that was just being a new character or what, I don't know. Or starting the new character from the new version of the game, it seems to have benefited that other character a lot more than having an old character from the original game brought into the new game, if you're following me here. So the old character seems to do a lot worse than the new character. But you'll see we've got quite a few. We still haven't got a lot of the big ones. This one's still empty. So that helps with the might. And the one major factor with this character is in the provinces. Because the provinces, if you look here, or the bastions should I say, they're maxed out. Now, they're not all maxed out. That one's maxed out. I think that one's maxed out. And other ones are very close. That one's maxed out. No, that will max out the next couple of missions. Basically, that will be finished. And that one's maxed out as well. And I think I've got 1 or 2 left before they're all maxed out. Now the other character is nowhere near maxing them out. And that's the difference as well with your might, because obviously this one's been doing these missions for so long, it's been building the might up. And finally, if we go back to here, this one, laboratory, this doesn't really affect it. No, this is just combat superiority and how strong you are against each one. But you can see that these are all full up, or that one's not full up because that came very late kind of thing. But every other one is done. This one I just got to wait for demons again one day to be able to finish it off. So we don't need to do any more of those. So anyway, that was, like I said, that's just a comparison to show you the difference between sort of bringing an old character in and the more, or bringing a character in from the newer version when the game changed over to that newer version. And it definitely seems to benefit having a brand new character when the newer version started than having an old character, even though this old character has a lot of might. But you'll see that with a lot of matches you play anyway. You'll go into some matches and you'll be the lowest prestige, and yet everybody around you will die, and yet you're still standing. Quite often players will rate each other on saying, "Oh, he's too low prestige. We don't want that player in because they're too low." But from my experience, I've seen low prestige players come in and they do so well, and probably because their might's very high and they've got very low prestige, but they've got a high might. So it doesn't always work that way, and it depends on the player as well. So if some people are a bit more skillful, some just go with brute force. So there you go. Like I said, this is just a comparison I wanted to look at. That I've spent a bit of time trying to do the comparison, but I didn't really want to compare them until I'd actually got them nearly the same with the prestige, and within 5 is close enough. Like I say, that other one, all I've got to do is upgrade his items here, go into a couple of matches of feeler and I'd be up level with this one. And it was just to get a general idea of what the differences were.